What's up guys, I'm back on a review for you guys. This time we have Abedi Pele. Now, as I'm aware, heroes are very prominent in this FIFA in terms of rewards, in terms of the SBCs. Obviously, they're always going to have SBCs with hero players in them, but since you can actually get them other rewards as well, and obviously the lower win champ rewards do have a lot of heroes in them, so I thought I'm going to do a few hero reviews so you guys obviously get them out and you can see what the players are like. So, Abedi Pele. 4-star skills with 4-star weave is a decent start. Obviously got the rapid plus, which is a little bit better pre-nerf, but with that being said, it's still not bad as it is. He's got incisive, he's got the quick step, he's got flair and acrobatic, which is a little bit weird ones, but we'll get into them later in the video. Obviously on stats, got the 91 pace, with the 83 shooting, the 87 passing, 91 dribbling, and the 66 physical. Now, if you do enjoy the review or want to see more, please do subscribe. It really does mean a lot to my channel. If you want to see anyone in particular, let me down in the comments down below, and I'll see you after positive and negatives. Peace.
Just you and me. It's already past dawn. Yes, I can see the perfect picture of what life should be.
So, on to my other thoughts about Abedi Pele. Now, if you don't know how the segment works, I pretty much say what's good, what's bad, what you should and what you shouldn't do, just so you utilise them as best as possible. Now, let's start with the 4-star skills 4-star week for. Now, the 4-star week for me was generally, on a whole, not bad. I'm not going to say it was great, because obviously at times it would let me down a little bit with that finishing attributes, but with that being said, he can still score on the right foot, still score on the left foot, so he's very consistent in terms of the fact that he could actually score very easily on both feet. But next to me is going to be the skills. Now, although I do like the 4-star skills, I feel like Abedi Pele is very silky, very smooth play. You kind of do want the 5-star skills in him, or maybe like a technical play style to go with it. Just make it even more smooth and even more silky, sorry. But next to me is going to be the pace. Now, undeniably, this is one of his best attributes. Quick step and the rapid plus. Now, obviously, the speed boost's been nerfed, but you can still utilise it to a little bit of an extent, as you've seen in some of these clips. Obviously, still will work with rapid plus or quick step. That's the whole idea of what EA were trying to do, to only have the playstyles as the ones that like use it most, and it still does work. Obviously, not to the extent of what it was, sorry, but overall, it's still really good. The rapid will get you through and past these defenders, because obviously the pace is really big issue this year, because defenders seem to be really fast, and even faster than normal, even though they are like stupidly fast on previous FIFAs. This like just feels like a really hard skill gap to get over, because defenders are so good this year. Now, the shooting, like I just mentioned, obviously, he's consistent on both feet. I actually didn't mind Abedi shooting overall. I feel like the shooting would probably be like one of those things you think is going to be a letdown of the card, but it actually wasn't that much. I generally find the shooting actually quite decent. Obviously, at times, he would miss the very simple ones, and I think, what is he doing? Lack of finesse and lack of Travellas is a little bit annoying, because obviously the finesse you can go across goal, Travellas you can also go across goal, and also the finesse you go near post like that. So it is a little bit annoying that he doesn't have eyes on one of them, which is probably why he's more suited as a cam with that playmaker plus role that he does have, and that's where I did play him for most of my games, and obviously he's got that insight to go with it. Now, talking of the cam role, he's got decent passing overall, obviously 87 base passing. Now, if you look at the short pass, he's got really good short pass and vision. Unfortunately, the long pass is not the greatest, so I feel like you could maybe use him bouncing off the striker mainly, and then have the wides like your centre mid to play out to them instead, because if you do try and use that long pass, you might have a bit of issues here and there. Now, although I did mention he does need the technical as well as that, he is very, very agile on the ball. Obviously, being 5'9", he's going to have a nice body type to go with that. Obviously, the agility really does help this massively. So he's very, very nimble, very easy to and swift to turn with. And obviously has really good balance as well to hold off those midfielders and defenders just that little bit second longer. Now, although the composure isn't great on this card, and same with the finishing, overall, like I just said, it's consistent, but you just need to be careful the odd time, because obviously he is a cam or a wide player. He's not going to have the greatest of shooting 10 times out of 10, so you just need to be careful of that if you do play him as like a shadow striker or something weird like that, instead of his actual role, which is a playmaker cam. Now, next to me is going to be his physical attributes. Now, although it's one of his worst attributes, the stamina is the one that matters, and he does have a bit of stamina, so you'll be able to last him till the 70th, 80th minute, and then bring him off depending on where you play him. So, onto my overall scores. Now, if you don't know how the segment works, I pretty much rank each individual stat a score out of 10, and I also give them an overall score and a value of coins, just so you get a little more in detail on the card. Now, first thing is going to be the pace. Now, over the pace, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. He is very, very fast, and obviously, with that rapid plus and the quick step, he's going to be exceptionally fast, depending on where you play him. Obviously, on the wing, he'll be a bit more explosive for you, and obviously, the cam, you're not going to need as much, because obviously, you'll be in between the lines, and obviously, trying to play the ball out instead of rather using that rapid plus that might hinder you rather than help you at times. Next for me is going to be shooting. I'm going to give the shooting an 8 out of 10. Although it's not bad overall, I just wish he had a little bit more shot power, maybe a little bit more finishing as well. I know I said it's not bad, but like I just said, consistency level, just that odd 1 or 2 times without the finesse of that Travella, you just wish he had one of them too, and it'd be really, really nice to have. Now, the passing for me overall, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. Again, pretty solid. I am going to count this down because that long pass, the only thing that I really, really do want on a cam is long pass. Now, I know he does have the incisive, which is really good to have, but I just really wish that long pass was like 85 odd, and this would be a really, really nice card. Now, dueling for me overall, now, although he doesn't have the technical like I want, or anything of the sorts like a 5-star skills, he is still really, really silky on the ball. Obviously, as a cam or wide, you do need them to have a lot of trickery feet. It's not like a striker where you just bung Haaland up front and you just need pace, physical and shooting. You do need a bit of trickery with him, and that is exactly why he's got such a good agility, which I do really like about the card. So, overall for the duel, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Obviously, like I just mentioned, there's no technical, there's no 5-star skills, but overall, it's still a really nice silky attributes of the card. Now, physicals me. Now, as you can see, he's very, very weak on the ball. Obviously, like I did mention, the stamina is really, really good, which I do actually quite like. Obviously, I do wish it was more like a 90, but you can't ask for everything. So, for me, the physicality-wise, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I just wish he had a little bit more strength, a little bit more aggression, and obviously a little bit more stamina. I know it's good, but it's not great. Now, on overall score and value points. So, overall score for me then, I'm going to give Abedi Pele a 8.7 out of 10. Sorry, I don't know why I said 7 there. I meant 8.7 out of 10. He's a very, very good card overall. Obviously, he's got a place in my heart because he's one of my highest ever viewed watchers in the whole of my YouTube career. So, I do hand a lot to Abedi Pele. But, unfortunately, this card is decent. I just don't quite class him as one of the great cards this year. I still feel like he'd be really, really in the game for maybe a couple of months. But, overall, I'm going to give Abedi Pele an 8 out of 10 value of coins. If you can get him in and you need that Ligue 1 players or maybe Ghanaian players, I don't know why you do that. Maybe you're like that TikToker guy which have a full Ghanaian squad. But if you do, he's definitely good for links. Obviously a very meta card overall. But for me, I feel like there is a few better cards out there for the price. But that's all for my review. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do subscribe. Like I said at the start, it really does mean a lot. Now, again, like I said at the start, if you do have any in particular reviews you want me to try, heroes, icons, gold cards, it doesn't really particularly matter as long as it's not really SBCs, because I don't really do them, because obviously they've got a set time limit. I don't really like that. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and peace out, guys.